is a team, Danny. And that is a dangerous thing to play against.
Well, certainly so, but our Premiership has properly got underway here in the playoffs. Will it be danger or cat and mouse for the opening here? As frankly, I'll be honest with you, I'm slightly surprised by how this team has somewhat formed for this Premiership itself. I also thought it could have been potentially for the RLCS too, but there's been a lot of transfer news that, you know what, anything could have went.
Definitely. Europe has been a bit wild, but so far, the opening 30 seconds haven't been that wild, Danny. They've been quite patient, quite relaxed. Maybe a fun thing to talk about in the early minutes is that both these two teams are pretty much in everyone's expected top 3. I think only 3 people don't have these two teams in their top 3. And that they still have one of these two in the top 3.
Certainly, so it just shows you what the level is, the expectations of it, and the prediction, as far as I'm aware, and has been quoted as well too, that it is on Twitter. The link is down below for the social media element of it. I didn't make a prediction, Spooks, for the quite simple reason it's far too open to sit there and make a sort of an accurate prediction, because league play is one thing, playoffs is where these two type of teams thrive in.
You could have also just said that you are boring, Danny.
Yes, I'm also that too, but you already knew that, and I think everybody else did as well.
No surprises in that, and no surprises so far. 0-0 in this game. Both teams still really struggling to get any offensive pressure going for one themselves. And maybe this double commit does lead to something, but still they're just a bit weak so far, Danny. Both these teams just really testing the waters, dipping the toes in, but not willing to put their full feet in it.
Well, it's just like you, Spooks. Weak, won't commit fully into the situation, and it will be a bit of a stalemate between this or opening, well, what we could call a segment of a game.
As the ball gets back into the middle, this may be the opportunity we're looking for. Smokes, not with the best clear. Ball back into the middle to Creamy, but the save from Compact. Quick and easy, and now Chippy misses the ball, but actually almost works out in favor of Paradise, but they still have to be careful. It is still Paradise, I mean, in the offensive pressure. Dominion struggling to get out, Danny, and that may be a bit of a problem due to them not really being able to link up as easily to one another as compared to maybe a Paradise.
Well, certainly so. You're alluding the fact, based on how often, how regular that the two teams were playing with, or in this case, without each other, so not a surprise they haven't been able to break out, but what will be somewhat telling is how good is their offenses, because individually wise, they're quite good. They can dominate, they can open up and split a team right apart here, and arguably so far, Parasite as a roster hasn't even done anything in that.
Not really, but they have been the team more in control in my eyes, as here's HB once again looking for that flip reset, looking to set himself up, but still nothing being created, and they have to be careful right here for a quick counter attack. Not working in the favor of the minions so far, but it is, and this is just the basic term that we've always used, Danny, testing the waters and a bit of a ping pong.
Are we really going to use the basic terms tonight?
I mean, I thought that I would keep it easy for you, Danny.
Well, that's very generous of you, Spooks, especially with my old age. I can't keep it all the way so complex all the way. I'm well aware, but I'm also well aware what's going to be happening later on tonight is 5-6 hours of an entire competition gameplay. Of course, the commentary team, just like the players, it is a marathon tonight as well. And Spooks, I think you've got sort of the lucky side of it, because it's not us two in the grand final, sadly.
Ah, that would be sad. I think the viewers are probably on the lucky end in that, but so far we are in the last minute right now, Danny. Still 0-0, still very few shots, 2 for both these teams, only 2 shots. It has really just been the midfield, just non-stop blocking each other off, not really giving each other an inch to really work with. This may be a good amount of freedom, but then the save from Smokes. I mean, he's showing why he's been picked up by an RSC caliber team.
Can't disagree with you. When he came onto the scene at first, it was a lot of question marks, actually from Northern Ireland as well too. If you want to be very precise, the same near enough spot of the world where I'm from, which usually most people think of rubbish players, not in this case.
Yes.
Thank you very
Every
much.
so often we have a very, very rare gold person in the view. Just know that for every smokes, we at least have one Danny boy.
That's true. When Dry first came around, also in that same bit of the world too, that was the same comparison, and that was, what, 4 or 5 years ago, so... Nice to know at least one consistent thing in the world.
Good pass down from Rexo right onto HEB, and this opens up some space for Creamy, but still being blocked off. It really does feel like the minion has the right person at the right time in the right locations every single time. But they are being pushed further back from the start. Now you have to be careful though, this is almost an own goal. It's still in front of the net. Rexo with the double save, keeping his team alive and breathing.
Well, wide plant to the back wall here. It's the first real set of shots here we've seen here. They had to come in of T, which is not necessarily a surprise at the calibre this. This could have easily been the grand final that we were somewhat alluding to later on tonight. Of course, as Chippy pass into the middle, cut out. Wide open net here, but will not be for long.
It will not be for long because Rexo finds the shot. Finally, the defense breaks. Finally, a small, tiny mistake. A bit too early of a jump, but you still have to respect everyone. And so you move on to a Game 1 winner in the hands of Paradise.
Well, certainly so, and you know what, I'm a little bit disappointed, Spooks.
Why?
Well, that's how the goals go in. So, you know, it's disappointing.
Why do we always have to have criticism, Danny? It's a good setup, it's a good pass. Eventually, it took a long while to finally break down that defense. And Danny still has something to complain.
Yeah, I do. I can give you a compliment if you like as well.
That would be rare, Danny. That's something that doesn't happen often with you.
I know, you've done your hair well nice, by the way, tonight.
Oh, thank you.
I thought,
Thank you.
there you go. That's the only compliment I might give tonight. There we go. Anyways, game 2. So what are we expecting moving into this one here, Spooks?
Quite honestly, a bit more goals, but still quite similar to what we saw in game 1. Very solidified, I would say, midfield line for both these teams. Not giving each other room, not giving each other space, and just trying to break each other down with quick counterattacks like this. This was all set up from the kickoff, Danny. You saw it right there. It is a quick setup, and this is something I know Creamy and Rexo, they have planned this. They have planned this way before, and they have probably an entire book full of kickoff strategies that they're going to be implementing.
It's nice to hear the insight there from Spooks, especially what these two players are capable of. They've been in the scene for a very long time, but Chippy has made near enough a long pathway of getting that one away too. So the kick of goal the second time around hasn't paid off, and what is worrying, and again it came from the game 1 situation that you also mentioned, Spooks, they can't break free. There's no options on how to move up the pitch, which is causing this somewhat consistent problem tonight.
Definitely, as Chippy is trying to break free from the midfield line, not being able to do that. So this time around, HB, a bit of a weirder tap into the midfield, I would like to say, but Rexo still able to control it, still able to get it in front of the net, but compact, easy hit away. But HB keeping the pressure going, keeping it flowing, and eventually the flow gets broken. The wave gets destroyed. It hits land, and it doesn't end up in a good splash.
Well, Chippy moving across over there. I'm just glad that Spooks isn't a plumber based on how his description of water moves, but what is certainly not moving. Are we really going to get an argument on how plumbing's done?
I'm not talking about plumbing, Danny. This is not a plumbing reference, but this is a goal for AGB, for Paradise. The tree is standing tall in the water right now, Danny.
Well, fair enough. I won't sit here and bore you with water and thermodynamics and everything else. I know you turn off when you get a bit educated.
Huh? What?
It's always nice when the baby needs his nap time during the middle of the day.
Well, what is also nice, Danny, is we're seeing some goals, but this is going quickly in favor of Paradise. And is this the difference of being a well-oiled team instead of being three individuals that just play together?
Yes.
Thank you for your quick answer, Danny. Moving on to important stuff. 3-0. How are you able to change this if you're Dominion? Because to me it feels like a lot of it comes down to just the quick counterattacks that are coming from Paradise.
Well, there's sort of two senses of the style of what we've been seeing so far, and frankly, this is one of the issue. Because you don't have somebody, because you haven't been teaming with each other, you can't trust where your own teammates are to break free. That's how the fourth goal's just gone in there. But what also needs to be stated as well too, why are they not just clearing the ball when they have an option? Yes, do you know what? I don't mind control. But when you're getting pressured as much as they have been, they haven't got an exit strategy.
My goodness, these kickoffs from Paradise. It is insane to look at. Generally, if you want a quick know-how what to do on kickoffs, this should be a good series to look at.
Shall I or shall you take this one?
Go for it, Danny.
Oh, I'm disappointed from the back line of defence, but of course it has to be Smoke, so he takes that one right across. And it's the first time we've seen a proper set of response. I would hate to unfortunately break everybody. I don't think it'll mean much at the end.
No, it probably won't, but still over half the games to go, Danny. It still could be possible. There is still a sliver of hope.
Is it still there?
Yes, it's still there, but it needs to hurry up a tiny bit.
I think it's not going to be hurrying quick enough, especially in this game, but I have been wrong before.
Oh, Smokes, almost with the flip reset pinch, getting it on target, but not strong enough, not past the defender. And HEB once again going up, leaving the ball alone. Maybe he was looking for that fake, but it wasn't working out this time around. Smokes with the save, Chippy to hit it back forth to Compact, who has a lot of time on his hand, drops it back down to Smokes, goes high for the solo play, but Creamy had it red before it even happened.
Well, here's to the back wall. Will it be a read at least coming? And that looks like an own goal near enough unfolding. And this should be goal number 5. And he's went for the pass back. Oh.
I'm just let the viewers enjoy your laugh for a moment. Because right now, you're probably not enjoying the gameplay as much. Dominion really struggling to get past the defense from Paradise. They just aren't able to get a consistent pressure going for themselves. Not able to really get past the midfield line. And when they do, it's normally just quick shots or 1 or 2 quick pot shots, not really leading to anything. As HEB showing that, yeah, this team is doing quite well right now.
I think you're right with one part of that sentence. Yes, I'm not enjoying what we are seeing, because I thought this match would be a lot closer. What I am enjoying, however, is the ability of how they're moving the ball so well, how comfortable it's being sliced around, and you know when the team's enjoying themselves, when they're arguing somewhat on who should score the next goal. That's just comfortable at its utmost best.
Oh, I know almost for sure that there is some type of thing going on in their voice chat, like, no, I want to score. I want to score this time around. The players of Paradise are those types of players. They eventually, when they get to the comfortable level, it's just going to be so hard to get them out of this groove. The amount of mentality that is so important for Rocket League to get competitive, to get into the higher levels, is so good on Paradise. And I mean, it's like they're playing with their food, Danny. They're playing with their food.
Sometimes it is so simple. Sometimes it really is a necessity of life. How they're able to move it so comfortably, so easy, and frankly, and I don't want to be so disrespectful, but everybody should know me at this level, at this point in time. I'll say what's on my mind. Frankly, this is a boring match. This is Paradise at this utmost comfortable. Yes, it's a joy to watch, but it's boring in terms of competition.
Yes, I would agree. Game 1, exciting on the competition level, but I am just going to be looking outside of this hole, Danny, and just look at the level that I've been seeing from Paradise. I'm excited for them. That is something that I've always been found a bit lacking on that team in general, as they've played way much more before this entire RC season. They've always struggled to get that consistent pressure going and be consistently on top. Now they figured out how to get their defense strong and their offense strong. They are so incredibly dangerous, and the worst part is, if you get maybe a lead by 1 goal or 2 goals, you know that the next kickoff is still going to be a dangerous opportunity for Paradise. That is the scary part. Even if you get ahead, the next kickoff is just another opportunity for them, and you barely have any say on it.
Can't sit there and disagree with a word that Spooks has just said there. And I'm not even going to add on to it, because when the analyst is perfect in the form of it, there's no reason to add on to it.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Danny. I knew you had some type of soft spot for me, Danny. It's nice to know that you call me perfect. I know I don't want to brag, but I know I am. Thank you.
The last person with an ego that size happened to be Boyo Royo. So be careful what you wish for. With that...
Why? Poor Boyo.
Yeah, poor Boyo. I'll leave that there for everybody else to read into it what they want to. It is Dustsuckers, and of course join the force in the B stream right now. That is happening. It is 2-0 for DES themselves there, which just shows you when a team is leading quite well, quite comfortable, and moving across here, as Perfect Spooks here is going to explain even further why he's probably perfect, or maybe the gameplay. Who knows what's next?
Well, the gameplay is looking quite stellar once again, with Creamy with the double, getting it past the defenders. But once again, a team setup. You see how AGB and Rex are trying to keep the pressure, trying to make sure that Dominion is on the edge of their seat. They have to be careful, have to watch every little detail, and then you just miss Creamy's car moving around you and getting the easy double.
Comfortable. Been almost near enough the single word how this game could be described here as chippy, left in the back lines, and...
That's so hard to defend.
No, it's not.
Danny, you would have missed the ball completely as well.
Are we really going into this tonight, Spooks?
Always hard, Danny. Always hard.
Alright. I think it was an easy clear, and Spooks said it wasn't, and, well, I'll let chat decide on which analyst to listen to here.
But what is facts, and something we neither of us can deny, is that right now Paradise is dominating this series, looking for a sweep. Something that I can pretty much guarantee none of the casters thought about. Chippy almost showing a bit of that solo skill, showing that yes, Dominion is generally a really good team, and they can link up together sometimes as well.
And sometimes we can find common ground where we disagree, fabulously tucked in, but unsure what the defenders was trying to do at that moment. Probably should have thrown a block at some point there, didn't. And you know what? Can we get a second goal, or is that too much to ask for?
Probably too much to ask for. Maybe a third goal for Paradise, as Rexo almost getting it with a solo dribble. And the one thing that I think is a bit funny, Danny, is how well Paradise is still playing together after their big drama along themselves, with AGB removing himself from their clan of Roblox gang and moving on to the Gym Bros. It was something that really deeply hurted them inside and really damaged the combination of this team.
Sorry, what?
I'm giving you some lore, Danny, and you're just snoring through it. Habits of old age. Can't help you.
It's just a shame the storyline was so boring. I might as well have slept through it. But never mind the lore. What needs to be is the law to be set down here. Is there still fairly enough time here for somebody to be the jury and the executioner? The only problem is who shall be the judge, as Smokes tips that one to the side.
And right now the executioner is looking to be Paradise. They are looking to set themselves away, push themselves forward, and making sure that Dominion has to take a long route into the grand finals. Well, so far they still are in a possibility to get this ball on target. Chippy hits it a bit too high. Compact, 0 boost to his name. Is gonna be a bit too hard to get that ball on target. As Smokes now looking for a bit of control. Gets the 50%, has the patience, has the shot. But AGB, once again, the defense from Paradise. They don't even look fazed by what's going on right now.
Again, you said it earlier, it's the team mentality, how long they played, how well they trust each other, and when it is flowing quite well, it's something to behold as this one, however, might not be beholding to this goal scorer.
Creamy hits it back down. Smokes is waiting for it, gets it over one, but still needs a bit of help, because, I mean, you get past one of Paradise, there's a second one waiting, and if you get past the second one, the third one is already there as well. It's not easy to get past. Well, on the other end, the pass is coming out, but blocked this time around by Compact. Still keeping the minion within a reach, within a grasp of getting back into this.
There's Chippy, per first touch by his standards, and Compact, he's forced that one around, and either Chippy's went for a demo or a phone number. Either or, he didn't get any, as that one to the back lines, and once again, there's Creamy just throwing himself to the ball, blocks it well, so mind you, we're just forcing everything in these difficult spots here.
And it really is just, like you're saying right now, Paradise is forcing everything in awkward spots, making it hard for Dominion to play, really. It doesn't feel like Paradise is looking for another goal. They're literally just playing out this game, doing something that I am always quite impressed with when a team is successfully doing it. Just keeping the ball away from the enemies, making sure that nothing can happen. But of course, as I speak... Danny, do you want to take this one?
No.
No, I don't want to either, so enjoy the silence, enjoy the shot. Beautiful. As we move away past this awkward silence, as Danny just does not want to continue casting anymore after that. How do you say, Danny? Diabolical moment?
It's almost like you worked with me before, Spooks.
Almost. Almost forgot about it. Almost was happy again.
Speaking about almost, that shot was on target, but not a goal either, so we could actually have somewhat of a surprise here, and but that is a very tight affair with an OT knocking on the doorsteps, and that's a wonderful pass. Beat the defenders, and you know what here? I think it'd be fair to say one side did not deserve the OT.
Chippy, he tries his best, but he's blocking off 4 potential things. He's blocking off the double, blocking off the straight shot, blocking off the pass, and whatever else you want to imagine. And he still didn't get it because it's just impossible to read. When you have that many options as an attacker, the defender is almost never going to be able to read what you're doing. And unless they can do some 0-second miracles right now, Compact hitting it up, but also down. Paradise